So welcome to San Juan del Sur. It's a pretty good sized beach town on the southern coast, Pacific side of Nicaragua. Now once we get out from behind this truck and over maybe one more hill, we ought to see the Pacific Ocean.
Nicaragua's signature beach.
Yep, this is their Cabo San Lucas, their El Tunco, their Miami Beach.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see what they got. So we're street parking, guys, in San Juan del Sur. We didn't have any luck finding anywhere to pay to park the van. So there she is. We're right here on the bay of, I think it's Bay of San Juan del Sur. Got a little soccer game going on. A lot of the fishermen just came in. There's the kitties right there. It just rained a little bit and cooled it down quite a bit. This afternoon, it was unbearably hot. We found a shade tree to park under for a little while. Once the sun started to set, we moved here. But it was over 100 degrees here today, so it was very warm. The kitties are enjoying that door being open. There's a park bench right here for me. And Curt, he went for a walkabout, guys.
It's been a long, hard season. I'm feeling weary to my bones. I guess that's my reason. I've packed my bags and now I'm gone. Somewhere between the sun and the deep blue sea. That's where you find me. Tender red, flat out on a beach bed. That's where you find me. Working on my fishing skills in a little boat that I rent. Ain't got nothing but time to kill. No vacation's been more heaven sent. Between the sun and the deep blue sea. That's where you find me. Tender red, flat out on a beach bed. Somewhere between the sun and the deep blue sea. My feet in the sand, green umbrella drink in my hand. That's where you find between the sun and the deep blue sea. That's where you find tender red, flat out on a beach bed. Somewhere between the sun and the deep blue sea. That's where you find my feet in the sand, green umbrella drink in my hand. If you must, oh, if you need me, between the sun and the deep blue sea.
So we parked right here along the little bay where all the boats park. It was a very nice view. Rained most of the night, and guys, we woke up to an incredibly humid morning. And we had planned on taking an ATV ride today up there to the top of that mountain to see the giant Jesus statue. And then also taking the ATVs over to a beach on the other side of this little town. A little bit more deserted beach. But honestly, guys, it's an expensive tour. And we've been starting to plot out Costa Rica, and we've known it for a long time, but now we're actually seeing it on paper and on the budget. Costa Rica is expensive. So we've kind of weighed out the fact that it rained all night. The roads up there are going to be muddy. It's very humid. This is more of a touristy type place. It's not somewhere we typically would go. And we both this morning just kind of looked at each other and said, it's really not worth, spending almost $200 to go up there and get up close and personal with that statue. So I pulled out the big camera, tried to get a few shots of it for you. We've enjoyed watching the boats. Kurt's going to walk through the little beach town, and give you all a little scoop of what this place looks like if you were to come here on a cruise ship or in your van. But honestly, it's hard to find a good campground here. We're just street parking, which means we have no bathroom, no showers, no shade. So it's time to go. We have an eco lodge picked out that's not too far from here. We hear they have lots of butterflies and monkeys. Sounds a little bit more our speed. Nothing against San Juan del Sur. It looks like a beautiful town with a lot of fun stuff to do. Just not our style. Not the style the kiddies like either, because there's no way we could get those guys out here. So, with that, got to get the van ready to move. We got to go to a copy store before we leave this town. Make some copies. Because after our next campsite, which just happens to be about 10 minutes from the border, we'll be crossing into Costa Rica.
So we were able to find a copy shop. It wasn't where we thought, so we kind of had to drive around these tight little roads a little bit. But we found one, and Snow's in there getting the final paperwork. She's done an amazing job. This was a little bit of a challenging border crossing from a logistics / paperwork / administrative process. We had to get the Costa Rica insurance. She'll tell you more about that. And then we also had to fill an entrance form out. So she did all that stuff. And in addition to all the pet stuff that we've already told you about, she's now in there getting the final photocopies.
Getting pretty close to our camp spot for the next night. Maybe 2 if we like it here. We're riding right along Lake Nicaragua. We're way down at the southern end of the lake. And everything just started turning green again. We were in kind of a dry forest, dry jungle type climate. Not here. Lots of green, pretty flowers, everything's freshening up. We've seen some cool birds already, but we didn't have the camera out, of course. But we're almost there. I think this is going to be a really nice camp.
Yeah, it's a good stopping point, not too far from Costa Rica. And I think Snow's right. I think they're going to have some cool stuff for me to walk around and look at, too.
Kurt likes his walkabouts.
I didn't talk to anyone, but the parking is right up here on the right. We can make it, this hump, second hump's going to be the second one with our hardest with our link. I think we're okay. I think so we just park there and
Go up there.
go up there.
Let's go. Going through the big upside down Tumalo, tope, speed bump, whatever you want to call it. Because we're long when they're deep little trenches like that. We always worry about the back end of the van dragging. Because that's where the air conditioner is underneath.
Just pull in like that.
But we made it through. Yeah. I don't know if you can see them, but we just opened the back doors here at our camp. Oh, and the tree right behind us is full of monkeys. Baby monkeys, mama monkeys, all kinds of monkeys. They're on the move, but let me see if I can get them.
Morning, everyone. It is early as usual. It's about 5:30 in the morning. It gets pretty light down here in Central America. The days are pretty long. It gets light real early and stays kind of light late into the night, maybe about 6 or 7. But anyway, we've been here a couple days and I haven't showed you this place yet. And I want to show you, it's pretty cool.
Unfortunately, there's a steep walk up here to the restaurant. So Snow hasn't made it up here, but they brought food down to us, dinner. They cooked dinner for us 2 nights in a row. It was absolutely delicious. They brought it down to the van. So that was super cool. They have bathrooms and showers up here. And the place is really nice. As you can see, it's nicely decorated. They built it about 15 years ago. So the main building and restaurant is over here. The rooms are along here. And then there's some more down there along the way that I just passed. But for Central America, these are really nice rooms, actually, especially for like an eco lodge. But they built and sort of designed this on their own. You can see the bathroom and the showers, and this is what we get to use. Or I should say I get to use. Snow doesn't come up here because of the hike. Which is fine. We have a toilet and a shower in our bathroom, and that works out great for her.
This isn't just any normal moving day. This is cross the border into Costa Rica moving day. We're leaving the little butterfly camp place. It's a very comfortable place to stay and get ready to cross the border, especially the dinners they would cook for you. They were so good. But it is time to go. I think we're only like 15 or 20 minutes away from the border. You ready, Curt?
Yeah, it's going to be another exercise in patience from what we understand. Costa Rica's border is not going to be any easier than any of the rest, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, maybe even a little bit more patience needed. Cross your fingers that we get lucky, don't have to go through the scanner again for them to x-ray the van. Alright, we made it past the line of semis, which actually wasn't too bad. We made it past the first guy that does a very basic check of your documents before he sends you on to immigration. So we're headed in. It's time to try to leave Nicaragua.
Let's go!
Let's go do it! Alright, so we went into the big white building. You cannot miss it. You park there and you go right in, and the very first thing you do is you walk up to a window, and that is where she checks your passport. And then right now, because of COVID, she checks to make sure you have your online health form done for Costa Rica and that you have your Costa Rican health insurance. So once she confirms that you have those 2 documents, then she will stamp you out of Nicaragua. So that got me and Curt stamped out. Then we had to find the aduana, which is where you get the van stamped out. So Curt went to take care of that. So he'll have to give you an update on how that went.
So the big fear with getting the vehicle inspected to exit Guatemala is that they'll send you to the scanner. And iOverlander and some of the other blogs tell us that Anna is, especially if you don't speak Spanish, is infamous for sending you to the scanner. Now we went to the scanner on the way in, and it took about 2.5 hours. That line of semi trucks is probably going to the scanner, and so we didn't have to go there because Anna loved the kitties. In fact, she went and got one of her friends, and they came in and looked at them. So the inspection went fairly well. It was mostly a photo op, and Snow went to check the kitties out, and I don't know where she is, so we're waiting on her. But we've got everything else signed out in in Nicaragua, but for the kitties, and Snow's taking care of that right now, so hopefully she'll be out soon.
So the roles are definitely reversed on this border crossing. We both went to migration to check out of Nicaragua. All's good. I took care of the van. That was supposed to be the harder of the 2 tasks. Snow's in there still trying to get the cats checked out of Nicaragua. I'm not even sure where she is. because I didn't see her go in, but she's been in there for at least 30 minutes, maybe even more. And so, very interesting, but we have been here probably for about an hour and 15 minutes and maybe an hour and a half, and Snow is still trying to get the cats checked out. So keep you guys updated as we start crossing into Costa Rica.
And then I took all the kitty cat papers and I went looking for the office that they call the IPSA office, IPSA. So after walking a lot and asking several people, pregunta por favor, telling them I had a question, and asking for the IPSA office, finally 2 people walked me there. One walked me to a person, and then that person walked me to the IPSA office, where I handed him my paperwork that we'd got done in the video that we just put out. And everything went smooth there. It just is a process. So I sat there, handed him my paperwork, sat there for maybe an hour while they stamped the 2 kitty cats out of Nicaragua. And then from there, he told me I had to go to the quarantine office, but he was nice enough to take me to the quarantine office. And then I just got a stamp there, and then I'm done. So I'm stamped out. Curt is stamped out. The kitty cats are stamped out. I am back in the van. Curt has messaged me and told me that the van is done. He must have gone to the restroom or something, because he's not here. So whenever Curt gets back to the van, we get to officially leave Nicaragua. Everything and everyone is stamped out. And now we have to go get stamped into Costa Rica. So it's 10:30. We're doing pretty good, guys. We were expecting it to be very chaotic, and it's been somewhat smooth. I probably shouldn't have said that, because now Costa Rica might be crazy. Maybe not. See y'all in Costa Rica.
So we're traveling through the border in Nicaragua into Costa Rica, and we ran into a friend from Antigua. It's Haemin. She's from South Korea. She's been in Nicaragua for about, what, 1 month?
Over 1 month.
Over 1 month.
Yes.
So we officially saw you in Nicaragua and in Guatemala, and now we're going to see you in Costa Rica.
Hey, we will see you.
Yay!
Yay!
Hi, Amy. All right, so we are in line, headed to Costa Rica. Tried to figure out how to get around the semi-trucks, but I just think we have to get in line with them this last little bit. Oh, it's fumigation. We're going through fumigation.
Oh, we didn't probably need to go through fumigation.
Well, I don't know what else we do. I think maybe everybody goes through fumigation. I don't know. We're going to find out. So already Costa Rica, at least this part of the border, is a little more high-tech than some of the past borders where they've sprayed us with like little weed killer spray bottles. There we go. We are fumigated. How about that? It was a little confusing after fumigation whether we were even supposed to go through fumigation, but we're fumigated, and a nice police officer has pointed us, we think, in the right direction.
Parada of taxis.
Okay, here, there's the ATM. You know what there has not been? Is any money changing, guys.
I think we parked right after here.
Okay. Okay. There's the aduana. So yeah, there's parking right over here. It says exclusive for autobuses.
She pointed me over here.
Yeah, up against there by there. All right. Okay, let's go get this done. When you first pull up to Costa Rica, you'll be coming you'll be driving like towards the van, coming from behind that bus right there. You're gonna pull right on the other side of the gray building right there, and there's a little place to park, maybe 10 cars or so, plenty of room to park a van. Then you walk back to the gray building where you get your passport stamped into Costa Rica. Right across the street from the gray building is that little brown building right there. You go there for your initial aduana check. An aduana is where you check the van in. And then he also will bring over the initial cat check or pet check. So Curt filled out paperwork at that little office for the van. He came to take a look at the van, and then he called a lady who came and looked at the cats. Then the cat lady told us to go back to the bank, gave us an account number, and told us to pay, I think it's probably about $10. I don't know. I haven't done the translation yet from the Costa Rican money. So Curt has gone to pay the cat deposit money. And then they tell us we go 100 yards down the road, and then there's another aduana building that we pull into. So, and that is where we will finish the van paperwork and finish the cat paperwork. So, we're on our way halfway through the process. Curt almost said terrible words. He almost said this is going easy.
No, I didn't say easy. I said
Smooth.
easier than the other ones.
All right, so we drive 100 meters down the road. There's the sign that says aduana. We pull in here. Curt finishes getting the van checked in here. And I think this is also where I finish getting the cats checked in. We're gonna find out. Okay, so behind me, you see those chairs and a couple of glass windows. That is in the hallway, like the open air hallway between the two gray buildings. So the first big building that's right here, you're about to see when I turn, is where you go to check in your vehicle. Gracias. And then over to the side is the open air sidewalk between the two buildings. You walk down there to check in your pets. But Curt beat me. He's already in the van. The van is checked in. The cats are checked in. We are checked in. So you know what that means. I think we're officially in Costa Rica now. Let's go get Curt.
I got the van checked in. I got us checked in. The easiest border, I think, to date, aside from Mexico, was pretty easy and organized.
I got the pets checked in. Vanna, you're officially in Costa Rica. Gee, you're in Costa Rica too, buddy.
90 more days, guys.
Let's go see what we can figure out about this country. It is normal to see the semis before and after the border. We're learning that. But we are well over a mile past the border. And these semis are still just lined up for days to get into Nicaragua. I mean, this is a really, really long line compared to anything we've seen. So the border was incredibly smooth. Not easy. We were very organized, had all of our papers, but I think it may be the smoothest border we've crossed. What do you think, Curt?
Yeah, the staff was quick and professional and
On both
personable
sides.
and good. Yeah, on both sides was really good.
We didn't get flagged for any crazy inspections, which helps a ton.
It does.
But there was one big, giant, glaring thing missing from this border that we have gotten really used to being at all the other borders. And that's the money exchange guy.
Yeah.
There was nobody changing Nicaraguan money into Costa Rican money, which is only a big deal because we didn't have any Costa Rican money. They do take US dollars, but we didn't have very many of those. We barely had enough. The ATM would only give us 32, the equivalent of 32 US dollars. So I don't understand why there wasn't a money change guy there.
Yeah, there was a lot about that. And then money. So now we have a new exchange rate. And
Yeah.
it's like 600 colones to $1.
Yeah, it's crazy. So you're going to hear us say, oh, that costs $2 million. But that really means like $30 or something. It's crazy. But anyway, so what that all turns into is our top priority would normally be going and finding our camp. But it is not. Our top priority is finding money. We have to find a bank or an ATM, somewhere to change our money or somewhere to pull out some money.
We got no money.
We got no money. We're on the look for some cash. Hola. So we're headed to the closest little town that looks like it may have a bank. Let's go see. We almost forgot to tell you the times. So we got to the Nicaraguan border, ready to start checking out around 9 o'clock. We did not check the time exactly, but around 9 o'clock. And we have been out of Costa Rica for like 10 minutes. So it took us about 2.5 hours.
Record.
It's a record. It's crazy. So, all right, back to looking for money. Update on top priority hunt for cash, we found an ATM. We were able to pull out some money. We are good to go, except we are also out of food. So now we're headed to a bigger town and hopefully find a grocery store. And then after that, we'll find somewhere to camp. So we're on our way to the grocery store now in Liberia, which is a fairly good-sized city here in Costa Rica. But we have committed to buying more fruits and vegetables from the little stands on the side of the road. So when we pass this one, Curt whipped it in. Hopefully he'll get us a piña, maybe a couple of bananas. We are striking out all over Liberia for a camp place. Our plan was to find a hostel and or a hotel. We are now on our third stop, and so far everything has been closed. One place just didn't have anywhere we could park. And we were just past this sign that said hotel, and it has lots of parking and a gate. It's not on my overlander, but Curt's gonna walk in and see what he can figure out. If not, we have one more hotel to check here in town, and then we'll have to get creative.
Parking, they're over there. They kind of
Yeah.
have a chain. My back over there. So it's got a nice open space, which would be good for the kiddies. The facilities are not so great, but not so bad. $20 a night, though. I think we'd go check the other place.
And then decide.
And then this is a definite,
Possibility.
yeah, this is not a no by any
I like
means.
the parking for the cats.
I like the parking for the cats.
But let's go check the other place. All right, Curt is going in to check this one. The location of this one is good. And see what he finds out. At least we know we have a place because we can go and park at that other one. But let's see what he finds out here. It's got a nice little parking area too.
Woohoo!
Is this the spot?
We found the place.
All right.
$10 a night, so
Nice.
half price. We can pull right in there over there in the shade, and I think we'll be able to get Wi-Fi from the van.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Let's
I
do
mean,
it.
very basic bathroom and shower. I mean, nothing
Doesn't matter.
definitely to be impressed by. But for our first night, it's a good place to stay and get
Rest
things
from the
figured
border
out.
and figure out what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Good job, Curtie. Good job. Anna, we found y'all a little shade and some trees. Here we go, G. We're almost home for the night, buddy. Almost home. Our first night in Costa Rica, buddy. Ooh, big bump. If you liked this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when we put out new videos. To see behind the scenes action and help support our journey, head over to our YouTube membership page. You can find the link in the video description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in a few days.